What we ask for is liberty by law.
Don't miss the unrated director's cut, not shown in theaters.
I declare him an outlaw!
Circle the truth and join the charge.
Robin Hood, now on demand, same day as Blu-ray and DVD.
Here's your fundamental choice. The fundamental choice is America is done, and it will never be the same, and it'll never come back, and these jobs aren't going to come back and everything else, and we'll just beg for table scraps, and there'll be a global government. Or we're going to stop worrying about getting our ass kicked and start kicking some ass. And I mean that in our own butts. Let's kick our own butts. Let's start inventing. Let's start moving forward. Before we go there, we have to look at the reality of the global governance, regulation, and framework that's being led. Ambassador John Bolton is here with us, Steward Varney, and from the EU in England, it's bloody Daniel Hannan. Welcome. All right, so I guess, Steward, you go ahead. You start. Go ahead. Bring it on, brother, because I think do you disagree with me that there are powerful forces that want global governance?
No, I don't disagree with you at all. I think what you're missing, and what we've not brought out yet, is that there's something going on in America. Something is happening which is rejecting global government all the time.
Oh, yeah?
There is something happening. I can feel it. I've lived in America for 38 years. I feel something going on. And I think something is going to happen big in about, 4.5 weeks' time, in November. I think that will be a pivotal point. Now, if you're asking me about global governance, a fair question. I'm in the realm of finance. I follow money. That's what I do. Now, some degree of global governance, I have to tell you, and I regretfully have to tell you.
No, some degree is.
Some degree of global governance is inevitable.
I have to tell you,
when you're talking money.
This drives me crazy. The Tea Parties want no government whatsoever. Of course.
Right.
You just want the limited, the least amount of government.
Yes.
Just enough government to make sure the wheels spin. But that's it.
There must be.
You protect and punish. You protect the good guys and you punish the bad guys.
Yes, there must be some degree of global rule-making where the big banks are concerned, where the trading of commodities is concerned. Some degree of rule-making. And you are seeing that right now. Heaven forbid it goes too far. Heaven forbid it becomes rigid and stifles originality in various parts of the world.
Daniel?
I mean, you know, when you say you think there are these forces at work, you're making it sound like a conspiracy theory. It really isn't. You know, listen, the current president of the EU, his very first press conference, he says, this is the year of global governance. He's talking about the G20, Copenhagen. We're moving towards the global administration of our planet. And here's the problem. You can't do that and be democratic. No one has ever invented a supranational system that is democratic. So what you're giving up is the thing that you fought for in the first place, which is the ability to hold your lawmakers to account through the ballot.
But, Ambassador, is that not exactly what they say in that report? They say in that report that you're going to give up your sovereignty. You're going to do it this way. And they have... And it's not a conspiracy. You're absolutely right. And that's the thing that kills me. People will say, global government, oh, it's a conspiracy. Read their own words. They're clear. They're clear. Are they not, Ambassador?
No, they are. There's no doubt about it, and we are supposed to get used to it. You know, I think for most Americans, a lot of this sounds very abstract, but it comes down to very concrete decisions. Do we want decisions about our future made in our democratic constitutional system, or do we want them made in bodies and international organizations or negotiations that our citizens have no visibility over or no control over? So it really goes right to how people see government in their own lives.
Okay, so let me go. Let me be Lenny Downer here for one more thing, and then we're going to go to the happy place. And that is this, Steward, you're an econ guy. You explain to me, if it's not redistribution of wealth, you explain to me what this government has done to our oil industry. They're capping the wells. They're stopping drilling.
Yep.
They're up in Alaska. I talked to the head of the pipeline. He says the pipeline's going to be shut down. Without any hesitation, pipeline's going to be shut down.
Yep.
You have then the government giving loans to Brazil and Mexico to drill in the same place that we say is too dangerous to drill. This is redistributing our wealth.
It is a direct contradiction of America's best self-interest. The Obama administration is going against our self-interest. It is going against, it is suppressing the oil industry. It is not allowing us to go and get the resources which are ours in our territory.
Right.
We are banned from going after them. Meanwhile, we subsidize other countries to go after their same resources on their territory. We give them loans to Brazil to go out and drill in deep water, and yet we ban it in our own territory. Now that is inexplicable unless you agree with the premise that somehow or other this president is doing down America and its interest. Now, maybe
do you agree with that?
There's a reason for that. This man is very much part of the global warming. The environmentalist movement is very much part of that, and he believes that oil is fundamentally evil, along with what the environmentalists believe.
Anti-colonialist.
So you could say that he is. You could say.
Why is that funny?
That he is operating in the interests of America in a global sense in going against oil. I think otherwise.
You think he thinks he's helping us?
Yes. Yes, you could rationalize that. If you're a committed environmentalist and you think that we are destroying the planet...
He's not a committed environmentalist. The man wouldn't put solar panels on the roof of the White House.
The environmentalists are a big part of his constituency. He is going with them.
That's not a committed environmentalist. That's a slimy politician. All right, back in just a second.